welcome back to my channel. I am Khanya Medipa from Memoirs of a Blazer. So I'm so excited that we're going to be talking about, our 20s and all the challenges that we are going through, that I'm currently going through. I just want to show you guys that, it may seem like I have my life put together, but there are many challenges that I am still going through, and I just want to shed some light on how I'm dealing with those problems. I know that they're not unique to me, and that some of the issues that I'm going through, you will be going through or are currently going through right now. Like fitting in, social media pressures, relationship, whatever, like all those things that are putting you down. We're all going through it, and I'm just trying to share what I'm going through and how I've been able to fix that. I'm a bit nervous because I am currently going through a breakout. It's just so frustrating, especially when you're in I'm approaching now my late 20s, and I'm like, why must I be dealing with this? But yeah, that's life, and I am trying to get my skin sorted out. I will be doing a vlog on that, but anyway, that's not the point. I want you guys to get excited about my Get Ready With Me. Let's get started. What motivated me to actually even start this thing? I'm gonna be doing my makeup, so it's gonna be so much fun, right? So let me just grab this. I'm gonna start with my eyes before we get into it. I'm gonna start with my eyes. This is from Wet n Wild. It's really old, like 9 months, 10 months old. Got it here in America, but it's doing the business. This is like my favorite type of eye makeup, like shades. So yeah, anyway, so what made me decide to do this video? Well, basically after turning 26, like some of the issues that I felt were really difficult for me were the fact that all of a sudden I just became really aware of my age. Like all of a sudden it was like my age was like a thing, and it's so strange because all my life, I didn't really care about how old I was and stuff. It just never really bothered me so much. But it's like you turn 26, and then all of a sudden it's like everyone around you starts acting very strange because you are over that hump. You're over that oh, I'm still young, I can still do whatever I want. Now all of a sudden you have to have these 5-year plans and stuff, and I don't blame people because I feel like you can't also be this person who's always just thinking that they're so young and they can waste time. Youth is wasted on the young, and there needs to be some form of pressure on you to get things going, especially when it comes to saving money, when it comes to making good career choices, when it comes to investment choices. Your age is important, and don't take it for granted. Yes, we might be young, but there are certain things that we need to be looking at already. And if you're one of those people who do want to have children, those are the things that probably also start creeping up in your mind. I think one day I might want to have children, but it's not something that's really pressurizing me right now. I've always just felt like if I am going to have children, it would be well into my 30s. So that's not the pressure that I'm talking about in terms of age. I just feel all of a sudden it's I think you just need to have your stuff together. Your life needs to be together, and it's a lot to deal with. So because you can't turn back the hands of time, and I actually had a conversation with my mom about this, and she was saying to me, yes, I know it's starting to feel like you're getting older and stuff, and there is a sense of responsibility that's starting to creep up on your shoulders that wasn't there when you were 21 and 22. But you also need to sometimes be aware that you're not going to have everything together at 26. And I feel I'm one of those people who tend to put a lot of pressure on myself, as just even a youngster. I've always just had very high expectations of myself. I've always just wanted to be the very best that I could be. And yes, the world might have its own expectations of me and stuff as a girl child, as a black person, as I don't know, all these weird metrics that the world has. But even over and above that, I have my own expectations of myself, what I'd like to achieve. And I think it's also because, you know, we live in a world where like young people, you know, we have really obscenely successful young people. We have, like, you know, you look at Kylie Jenner, you look at Justin Bieber, you look at Miley Cyrus, you look at Beyonce, who you know, I'm obsessed with her. And when she was my age, like, she was already within Grammys. I think she was like, you know, on her second or third studio album. So I mean, she if you look at those kind of people, you're like, what am I doing with my life? And I think social media has really just like intensified that. But one thing I'm starting to learn with age is that it's so cliche, but it really is just a number. It's a state of mind. You know, I think I still don't think I really look old. Although I am starting to take care of my skin, like I'm getting old. Oh, my skin is giving me so many problems, guys. As you can see, like, it's really starting to break out, and I'm seeing a dermatologist on that, and I'm going to put up a blog on that, a vlog or whatever on my skin journey, because it makes me feel so insecure. But you know, I feel like every one of us have our own like problems and stuff. So this is just one of those things that I feel very insecure about. Anyway, so I was just saying, like, age is just one of those things that is really starting to stress me at the moment. The next thing but as I was saying, like, you know, I've just decided that age is nothing but a number, and you know, what matters is whether or not you're actually achieving all the goals that you've set up for yourself in the beginning of the year. And if you have to like re-look at them, because I've had to re-look at my goals because they were so ridiculous. Like, I also wanted to just be like, what is the intention behind those goals? Because sometimes we put pressure on ourselves based on what society has told us needs to be our goals, and we're not even aware of that. Like, you know, oh, you have to have a house, you have to have a car, you have to have this and that. And you know, society doesn't also take into account the fact of your, like, where you grew up and your problems and stuff. So Carolina, I look like a raccoon now. Hey, you know, where is my sister to come teach me these things? I really suck at blending. But anyway, as I really like the dark smoky eye, but sometimes I just go a little overboard. But I think it's fine now. This is not a makeup tutorial. This is a get ready with me, and this is what I like doing, so don't judge me. Anyway, so guys, I got this from Fenty Beauty. I'm obsessed with Fenty Beauty. It's in the color 360. So if you think that you're my skin color, this is the color that you want. I don't know when she's going to be bringing it into South Africa, but yeah. Anyway, as you can see, I'm like I've been using this thing. And what I do with my foundation really is just like do this. Because I don't like putting it in the sponge. The sponge seems to like just absorb it. Anyway, so what was I talking about? I was talking about age, and then I said, oh, social media. I feel like there's so much pressure with social media. I actually have this love-hate relationship with social media. You'll find me that sometimes I'm like completely not active at all. I've deleted all my apps, and I don't know if I'm the only person who's done that, but I just feel sort of anti social media and the pressure that it puts on us. I mean, I can't recall a time where I've left Instagram, guys, and legit I felt good about myself. I'm always comparing myself with other people, I'm like, why am I not here? Why am I not there? Why don't I have these followers? Why don't I have this money? Why am I not at this party and stuff? And it's so ridiculous because comparison can really steal your happiness. And one thing that I have started doing is, like, if I have too many days of that, I just delete all my apps. And actually it gives me so much focus in life, because I feel that when you delete your apps and you just regroup and say to yourself, okay, but what are your goals? Like, what is it that you want to achieve for your own life? Like, then the pressure is off. I think like social media can be a great thing, and I'm not anti that. I feel like I've had really great experiences on social media as well, especially on Facebook. My people know me there. Like, I'm one of those people who's very outspoken, especially about women's issues. So I'm never going to really be anti-social media like that. Like, I love interacting with other people, but I think that you also need to be vaguely aware of the fact that it has this ability to really steal your joy and makes you a very bitter person. Especially like Twitter can make you a very bitter person. The things that we see there and that we internalize, and just the meanness of this world especially. I just think, my sister always says grumpy people stay on Twitter. I like Twitter. I love laughing on Twitter. I'm quite anonymous on Twitter. No one really knows me there. So I just exist as one of those people, like whatever, just reading other people's drama and stuff. But like, yeah, like it's just not a place, it's not a healthy place to be. So social media, like, just keep your distance also. Like, don't let it consume you. You should be at least spending less than an hour a day on social media. I mean, I spend a lot of time on social media and I'm always trying to cut it down. And but you know, also because of my blog and the videos that I post, it's a bit difficult. I'm always looking for new content. But in general, like, if you're not one of those people, like, really cut it down to less than an hour. It's not necessary. Like either see it in the morning or in the evenings or whatever, but like, don't let it be your life, because I think a lot of us subconsciously don't even realize how many times we check our social media. It's actually insane. So keep it at a distance. Fitting in has also been one of the issues that I've been dealing with growing up in my 20s and stuff. You think that you leave these things in your teens, you know, like fitting in. Like, why would you want to fit in your 20s? But you still do, especially like in my varsity years. I was still feeling like I needed to fit in. Even with social media, you're still trying to fit in. You still want to be like, you want to have your own tribe, whether it be a tribe of natural people, a tribe of feminists, a tribe of like Black Power, a tribe of whatever. Like, you want to still feel like you're part of something. And what I found is like, it's sometimes like that, just that need makes you very inauthentic to yourself. And when you're inauthentic, you tend to just find yourself everywhere and anywhere, and you'll fall for anything, and that can land you in a lot of trouble. So my advice to you on like fitting in and stuff is that like, it's good to an extent, like to find people who influence you and make you feel better about yourself and are encouraging and stuff, but also just be wary of the fact that, like, you know, you could also easily be influenced into doing the wrong things. So knowing yourself is so important when you're in your 20s. I think a lot of us just try and avoid knowing ourselves. We just think it's really strange to go to movies by ourselves. We think it's strange to have dates by ourselves, but it's so important to know who we are, you know, because when you know who you are, you're less likely to be influenced by things like social media. Okay, sorry guys, my camera has a really too short attention span. I was talking about like just fitting in, and that if you know yourself, then you won't have to struggle to fit in. Also, like, some of the issues that I'm really been dealing with in my 20s is like money matters. I think because you just want to be independent, you don't want to be asking your parents for every little thing, especially because I was like very dependent on my parents right up until I moved to the United States. So just trying to be your own person, and I find that like if you don't save, you're just putting yourself in a lot of trouble, because there's just so many unexpected expenses that come into play. And also you need to take advantage of your age, right? Like, if you look at, now where is this thing? If you look at just how much money we spend on really dumb things, like how many times we go out and stuff, like it's really just a waste of money. And especially when I'm an accountant, I'm just like, girl, but like, why are you wasting money like that? It's different if you're like traveling, because then you're getting all these experiences, but it's like going out really. So what I have learned is just to like save, and I got myself an app. I actually don't know if it's on the South African store. It's called Robinhood, and yeah, basically you transfer all your cash onto this app, and then you start sharing, like you start buying stock on the stock exchange. But actually I don't think Robinhood is on in South Africa, because it's on the New York Stock Exchange. That's what they're doing. But I know that there are other banking apps that do the very thing. Like, I know Investec has one. I have an Investec card, and I know that they do it. I know like FNB. So yeah, there's like lots of places where you can get that done. And like, money is very important, and if you don't take control of your money, it will control you. I think people are very much against like really looking into their finances. I don't know what it is. It's almost like, you know, the health situation, like when you know you have an illness and you're too scared to do anything about it because, you know, like you're scared to find out what the results are. But really just draw up your budget, guys. Really look at where you're spending your money and ask yourself whether it's worth it. Because if you're learning your money habits now, you can always just change them if they're really bad habits. But when you're in your 40s, it's very difficult to change those habits. So I'm telling you now, as somebody who's seen some really messy people do some messy things with their money, I'm telling you now, like, it's not to your benefit. Sorry, I don't want to mess this eye makeup situation up. As I say that, hey, as I said, guys, I'm definitely not the makeup guru in the family. It's my sister for sure. Yeah, please guys also support my sister. She has her own channel, Naledi Mudipa. Check her out on YouTube. She's much better than me. I'm just doing this because I wanted to show you guys, get ready with me while I talk to you guys about just the things that go through my head as I get ready for work or when I want to go out. Man, the 20s are very difficult, hey? Like, I just think none of us really have the answers. You only really know the answers when you look back and be like, oh, I could have done this better. But I just wanted to just let you guys know some of the things that I'm going through that have been very difficult. But I think ultimately the most important thing is that you need to be your own person. I think if you are not your own person, by the time you reach your 30s, you're going to have some serious problems. You're going to be that adult that is like just, you know, floating through life and no one knows what they're like really, what are you really up to? Like, you just don't want to be in those funny situations where they're like, go home, dog. Like, you're hanging out with like 19-year-olds. Thank you guys so much for getting ready with me. It's been so much fun just shedding some light on the experiences that I've been going through in my 20s, and I hope that this little session has really helped you focus in on what's important in life. If you know who you are, the choices that you will make become much easier, even if the challenges get harder. Just remember that. And thank you guys so much for subscribing to Memoirs of a Blazer and subscribing to my channel. If you haven't already, just click the little subscribe button at the bottom there and like this video, and hop on over to memoirsofablazer.com and like my blog. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Your dreams are valid. Goodbye.